Hi everybody, welcome to your 4 to 5 area children here. We have Tanya Rivera, Sydney Moore.
Happy Tuesday.
Cast of thousands.
You sound like a little low.
Yeah, just a bit
like
low key.
ease into Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Friday. That's the goal.
And easing into this, like this weather has kind of made it feel like something's brewing, something's coming, something's changing.
It's a fall situation, but it's one of those, we go through periods in the fall where we get overcast and drizzle.
Yep.
We've got that for a couple days, but then the weekend is absolutely perfect.
And isn't that nice to hear instead of there's rain coming on the weekend for sure?
Something to look forward to. Well, let's go ahead and get to your 4 to 5 roundup now. Governor Roy Cooper made a stop in the Triad today. He visited the battery manufacturer in Greensboro. The locally founded company specializes in lithium battery production for all sorts of items, including electric cars. They recently teamed up with GTCC to offer training for 21 of its employees. We'll have more on the governor's visit coming up at 5.
Alamance-Burlington school students and staff will now have to give up some of the winter break after mold issues pushed back the first day of school. The district will use 3 days to make up 18 hours of class. Those days are October 30th, December 20th, and January 2nd. ABSS conducted a survey asking parents how to best make up the time. Most voted to make the school days longer, but the district ultimately decided that would not be in the best interest of the children.
Parents have until this Friday to make sure kids have their required school vaccines. Certain shots are required for kindergartner, 7th and 12th grade students. Those without them may not be allowed to attend school. The Guilford County Health Department is hosting its free clinics in High Point and Greensboro. If you can't make it, you can call the health department to make an appointment.
We've learned a startling number today related to a local Narcan vending machine. There is that Narcan machine in the lobby of the Forsyth County Detention Center, and WFMY News 2's Amber Lake found out it has dispensed, get this, thousands of kits in the last year.
Tanya, about 300 kits are dispensed from the detention center lobby location. Get this, each month. That's a huge number. That's 3,600 kits just in this last year alone. This is one step closer to reducing the overdose crisis, claiming over 100,000 lives a year nationwide. The Forsyth County Detention Center has the vending machine that dispenses free naloxone, commonly known as Narcan. The goal is to help people struggling with opioid addiction by providing a life-saving medicine that can reverse an overdose. The county says it's impacting every aspect of all communities.
So what we want to do is eliminate barriers to being able to access naloxone. We stand from the space of naloxone in every home. When we look at overdose data, it's alarming, the age range. It can be young children who accidentally get into medications and overdose. Up to the oldest I have seen in the last few months was 94.
Forsyth County is one of several counties in North Carolina to have one of these machines. County leaders say the one in the detention center has been so successful, they're now considering a location for a second vending machine. This one would be in West Winston-Salem, just outside of downtown. There's a training session happening tonight to show people how to administer Narcan.
Well, we take a look at the readings right now outside, and not all that different from where we were earlier in the day. So not huge changes thanks to all the cloud cover out there. 69 degrees in Burlington. We go up to 70 in Greensboro, 71 in Lexington, and a string of 72s for High Point, Asheboro, and Wilkesboro. It's very comfortable out there. Dropping down to about 60 tonight. Again, not a big temperature spread from our morning low and our daytime high later in the day. That's only an 8-degree difference, mostly cloudy skies. We have a chance of an isolated shower or sprinkle really at any time in the next 24 hours, maybe even the next 48 hours. Winds aren't that bad either. Northeast 5 to 10, that does play a role because when we get those winds out of the northeast, they tend to back up against our mountain chain, and then it kind of fills up the atmosphere, cools, condenses, forms clouds, and we just have that unsettled weather, generally speaking, with a chance of rain. Most of the heavier rain, though, that remains in southern Georgia, southern South Carolina, and northeastern parts of Florida. That's because of that low pressure center. Now, over the next day or so, notice how that low sinks to the south, the effect of the high pressure to the north kind of pushing everything away from us, and it basically opens the door, we hope, for this pattern to break by Thursday, and maybe second half of the day Thursday, but definitely into Friday. So let's keep it with a 20% chance. As we said, generally unsettled. That's for Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow's high is 68. Thursday is 71. Friday, variably cloudy and 74. In the weekend, that is perfect. Mid 70s, sunshine. Same story for Monday, Tuesday. Sunny to partly cloudy. Will warm up again. 78 and 80 for those 2 days.
Eric, thank you. A North Carolina-based organization is expanding their relief efforts across the world. Samaritan's Purse held a grand opening today for its new hub in Greensboro. CEO Franklin Graham says the new Airlift Response Center makes support easier no matter the season.
This hangar allows us to work on the airplanes when it's raining and when it's cold. And so it's not so much to store the planes, but it's a maintenance facility. Because these planes have to be worked on constantly. You know, anytime you fly them, you've got to come back and work on them.
The organization recently added a 757 freighter airplane to their fleet. Pilots say the aircraft is better suited for traveling across the ocean.
Both these aircraft are dynamically different. They're both heavy lift freight aircraft. The DC-8 is a bit longer range, but the 757 is ideally suited for operations into the islands in the Atlantic. When the hurricane season hits, this is the aircraft for that.
And the plane can hold over 60,000 pounds of cargo. It completed its first relief mission earlier this month, airlifting 24 tons of supplies to families displaced by the Maui wildfires.
Now, speaking of helping those in need, that's something the Triad does very well. Samaritan Ministries is always a community leader in this field, especially when it comes to feeding people. This year, they're back at it again with their Sam and Eggs breakfast. This is tomorrow. I spoke with Executive Director Jan Kelly with a few key questions.
Sam and Eggs has been around since 2006. It's a fundraising event for Samaritan Ministries. It is really important as we raise money to have our soup kitchen, our homeless shelter, and our Project Cornerstone program. So it's very important to our mission. We are going to be right here at the Winston-Salem Dash tomorrow morning on Wednesday. Our keynote speaker is Robert, who is a former Project Cornerstone guest. He spent 30 years drinking and drugging. He now has his own apartment. He has his own car. He has a full-time job. It's a great success story, and I think he will inspire a lot of people. I hope this event will continue to grow and grow. We have a record crowd of over 400 people scheduled to attend tomorrow. And I hope that we'll run out of space, in future years so that we can have more people come and learn about Samaritan and figure out ways that they can engage in our work.
They do such great work, and this is the first time I think that they're doing it at the Dash. And she said, she goes, one day we hope to fill this stadium.
Yeah,
Just
what a great visual
filled.
that is.
Yeah, and the stories that you're going to hear from people who have gone through it. And, people deserve a second chance. They make mistakes and they need a chance to kind of rebound a little bit, and that's what this is all about.
Real life change. And when you hear real life change from someone who is from this area doing it here, I think it makes such a different, impact on you.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think everybody can go have some breakfast and listen to some great stories, some great kind of comeback stories. America loves the underdog winning again, so it's a good thing they do there. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Congress has just 5 days to figure it out before the government shuts down. House lawmakers plan to vote on spending bills to keep some parts open, but even everyone isn't on board. A group of Republicans are holding out on compromising in hopes of getting deeper spending cuts. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he's really frustrated with what he's seeing from members of his own party.
Why would they want to stop paying the troops or stop paying the border agents or the Coast Guard? I don't understand how that makes you stronger. I don't understand what point you're trying to make.
It is unclear if the spending bills in the House will pass without the support of all Republicans. The Senate is working on a short-term plan to offset the shutdown deadline. If the lawmakers cannot reach a deal by Saturday, at least 4 million federal workers will not be getting paid, along with disruptions to several government agencies.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden is standing strong with striking auto workers. He stopped in Michigan today to support the United Auto Workers fight against automakers. The trip to the swing state comes just one day before former President Donald Trump is set to make a similar visit of his own.
President Biden stood with striking auto workers on the picket lines in Michigan Tuesday, telling them they saved the auto industry back in 2008.
Gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well, too.
He was joined by United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain.
Thank you, Mr. President, for coming. Thank you for coming to stand up with us in our generation's defining moment.
The UAW has been on strike against Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis for 12 days now.
What do we want? Contract! What do we want? Now!
Among other things, workers are seeking a 36% raise over 4 years, and they want to extend union protections to workers at 10 electric vehicle battery factories.
I'm helping to get these younger generation a good pay.
President Biden calls himself the most pro-union president ever. His trip comes one day before former president and 2024 GOP frontrunner Donald Trump is set to speak with auto workers himself in Michigan.
President Biden, Mr. Trump, either way, they have a right to come.
As the strike expands, the economic impacts are already being felt. Ford announced Monday it would pause work on a $3.5 billion electric vehicle plant in Michigan, and some automotive suppliers in the state are warning that layoffs may soon be necessary.
UAW President Shawn Fain called the Ford's halting of work on the Michigan EV battery plant, quote, shameful and a barely veiled threat to cut jobs.
Some interesting facts here. We talk about, as we start to change the seasons, the hours of daylight start to shift. And today is the day where we have almost exactly 12 hours of daylight. So 12 day, 12 night. And so sun up 7:10, sunset 7:11. And if you look in 2 weeks, we drop down to 11 hours and 28 minutes of daytime. Then in 4 weeks, it's down to 10 hours 58. And by 6 weeks from now, only 10 hours and 30 minutes of daylight. So yeah, here we go with that change coming up. And you look at the cloud cover across the region with our satellite and radar combination, not a whole lot happening here, maybe some drizzle. We could see that heading into the night tonight, and really we have that chance for the next day or two. We're hoping by Thursday that pattern starts to change. What happens, that low pressure center starts to shift to the south a little bit. Now we're looking at Wednesday. This is Wednesday afternoon and early evening, and then as we keep it going here, it still sinks back to the south. High pressure to the north kind of strengthening a little bit, and that's Thursday at 4 p.m. If that pattern continues, we think we may be able, at least for the triad now toward the coastal sections, it may be a little bit of a different story and some clouds and some showers hanging in there. But for us, we think that's the transition day until we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it is a beautiful weekend, picture perfect weekend for this time of the year. Even the high resolution futurecast we go through Wednesday, that's Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon, you get the idea. It's just kind of a mixed bag of clouds with a little drizzle here or there. Hey, this system is way out into the Atlantic, but there's an 80% chance of seeing some development there. If that were to happen, that next named storm, which we think it will with an 80% chance, in the next 24 hours, we'll have possibly Rena as a tropical storm there, so we will keep you posted. Recasting kind of developing our forecast here, you're looking at 60 degrees for that overnight low tonight. That's mostly cloudy skies, and we do have a chance of an isolated shower or two. Winds aren't bad, but that northeast component plays a role. We see that again tomorrow. That means the winds kind of back up against the mountain chain, and we get that wedge set up where we get clouds and drizzly weather for at least another day, possibly two. The high tomorrow at 68. Here's a 7-day forecast. It is a warming trend from 68 tomorrow to 80 by next Tuesday. So we'll go 71 on Thursday. Friday kind of shifting a little bit. I actually think Thursday night will start to clear out. Then sunshine Saturday, Sunday, mid 70s, upper 70s on Monday with sunshine, and then 80 on Tuesday with partly cloudy skies. The normal high is 78, and we're just way below. We're 10 degrees below normal tomorrow.
Fall is truly my favorite season, and seeing 74, 75 degrees is basically my sweet spot as well too. So I've been enjoying the weather we've had the past few days.
So that's your perfect?
That's literally my perfect,
mid-70s.
yes.
Because you can wear long sleeves, it's good hair days.
And I just like feeling the breeze. It's not overwhelming, but it's just a nice, cool type of weather.
I like 80 to 83 because I want to wear shorts and a t-shirt and that kind of thing.
I just want the humidity to be 50% or lower.
Yes.
That humidity is just not a friend of mine.
It is not.
Says the Floridian who grew up with.
It's mean, and it makes your hair grow like 85, spaces out. Like my hair just
more
gets
warm outside as well too.
How did you handle Florida growing up there?
Oh my gosh, my hair was in a ponytail all the time. Right? Nothing professional whatsoever, right? Because you can't. It's just yuck.
And you were South Florida, right?
South Florida.
Yeah. I also just love when different events take place outside, like during October as well too.
Yes.
Because I love just wearing the nice sweaters, the blankets or anything. Yep, the festivals, just different events like that.
Fall is probably, for North Carolina, I think it's my favorite thing. But I love summer in different ways.
I need to go out to the mountains sometime
yes,
too during October. I look forward to that.
Apple picking, all the pumpkin stuff, all those things.
Yeah.
Moon and blowing rock.
Leaf peeping.
All right. We're coming right back. Stay there.
At the sound of the beep, please do not leave a message. All right, new phone etiquette suggests that voicemails are, in fact, a thing of the past. Experts say the voice messages are outdated and it's better to leave a text instead. And this is just one of the many changes recommended as technology advances.
We should text before we make that phone call, meaning you can say, are you available for a chat? Or is this a good time to talk? That way it gives that other person a heads up. And if not, you can arrange a better time.
Another suggestion addresses double and triple calling. If someone is not answering you, they are probably busy, so stop flooding their phone. Also, keep ringtones, voice volume, and speakerphone in mind when you're out in public. And when they say in mind, what they mean is stop it. Stop doing speakerphone in public.
I hate that. I hate people that walk around like this.
Do not do it.
Just throw an earbud
put
in.
an earbud in.
Or just talk like normal.
And if you can't hear, lock yourself in the car and do that speakerphone.
Yes. I hate voicemails. Hate them. I don't even want to listen. I just call people back if they're going to do that or text them. I won't even play it.
I don't check voicemails except for work. I do check.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
To say that,
in there.
If there, I check it for work. But for personal phones, I do not. I just don't. I really, truly do not.
I'll text you and go, what do you need?
Yeah,
You know, like,
and I don't mean it in like a negative way or that I'm ignoring you or any of those things. It's just I exactly prefer the text messages.
And there's just isn't time to listen to it. Even if you can listen to it on your own time, you still don't want to listen to it.
But I will say though,
no.
Okay.
My mother has an old voicemail of my sister when she was really young, like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and she's like, "Hey, mommy, I just wanted to talk to you for a second," and like she has that. So in that instance, I think it's special.
Yeah, that's never going away.
No.
One of my brothers and sisters has my dad's voice on his old school answering machine still.
Oh my goodness.
And they played it, like after his passing, they played it and recorded it on their phone, and they've never gotten rid of it.
Wow, I know that's special
That
too.
is special.
You just want to hear the sound of your loved one's voices, for sure.
That's it. So it's become special.
But they don't want to hear the sound of your loved one's voices while you're alive. So don't leave a message. Basically,
you heard it here
what
first.
you just saying.
Don't leave your live voicemails.
Well, this conversation about phones really just got us thinking about how long people hold on to the same device. So I asked you on Facebook, when was the last time you upgraded your phone? Teresa says 4 months ago. Joyce says she upgraded about 1.5 years ago. She paid about the same price for her current phone and plans to keep it until the buttons fall off.
There are no buttons.
All right. Okay. On the sides maybe or something. Benny says he got his phone 10 months ago and he keeps up with each new iPhone upgrade. And Edward doesn't even remember the last time he got a new phone. He lives by the mantra, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I only know one person in my life that does not have a cell phone. Now, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
One person.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time the new iPhone comes out, I do get excited. I really do. And I'm like, oh, I want this. But now I'm in the stage where I'm like, you know, what's truly the difference between the phone that I have now and then the next one? You know what I mean?
Right, until it starts like not giving me, being able to do something that I needed to do, I'm just keeping the phone until I need
It's the
to.
battery for me. When the battery starts to fail,
Right.
then I'm ready to get a new phone.
But see, then they're changing the chargers sometimes
that
too,
makes me
and
mad.
that makes you think that you need to get the next.
No, I
newest
want
phone.
all my old cords.
Everything's going
I invested a
USB-C
small, fortune in all of those cords.
I
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
I thought it was super self-serving when Apple goes, oh, here's a lightning port instead of just a USB-C that everybody else is using. Now, finally, the new iPhone is a USB-C.
That's a lot of people were talking about.
That's
that.
a big
They have
deal.
big concerns. Yeah, especially with laptops and things of that
because
nature.
it's everything.
Right.
It's pretty much everything. So.
My uncle still has a flip phone.
Oh.
And
There's a
he
part of
likes
me
that.
that
And
misses
he's
that.
like, I don't really need
And
all
it
that
works
other stuff.
fine and
He's like, this
everything?
is what I needed to do. I don't need you to be sending me stuff. I don't need to be online. I'm like, okay.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
That's
it.
right.
Hey, you know what? It's your
right.
phone. You do you.
You do you.
I will say I do miss the BlackBerry keyboard just because it was fun.
My dad had a
You could hear it.
BlackBerry.
I thought they were the coolest phones.
You know the
back
ones
then.
that could slide
yeah,
up
yeah.
as well too.
Yeah, those
That
were
was
really
cool.
cool. We digress. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 4 to 5. Eric, Tanya, and Sydney on. I would say it's a gloomy day, but the temperatures are kind of nice. I like it.
I spent some time outside today, walked around. I was like, it's such a beautiful day out here today.
It's nice when you don't break a sweat as soon as you walk out of the house.
I know, that's nice.
I even like the cool mornings, you know, like 58 to 62, kind of. That's where we are.
Made the dog frisky this morning.
Yeah.
She was pulling me right along.
We call it the zoomies when they get out there and they got to run around.
For sure.
Let's
All
talk
right,
about it.
Let's do it. And we do see, well, we see some changes, but we have to wait a few days to get there. We're cool in the short term, and you know, it's fall weather. Although I have to say, the weather that we have seen today and tomorrow, that's about 8 to 10 degrees below normal for a change. So yeah, some changes here. 70 in Greensboro, 71 in High Point, 72 Winston-Salem, Mount Airy, my hometown there at 70 degrees. And you look across the region, pay no attention to that white flash. That's just bad data going through, not lightning. You see a couple of clouds, and that's the way it's going to be because we are getting a northeasterly flow to our winds, which kind of backs up against the mountain chain and gives us that almost a little bit of an Appalachian wedge setup. And what that does is keep us cloudy with a chance of drizzle or a spotty shower, or maybe just some mist, you know, just light spotty rain. We have that chance today and probably tomorrow too. We'll keep it at only a 20%, but still it is out there. And over the next 48 hours, that low starts to sink to the south. I think Thursday night, this is Thursday at 4 p.m. So Thursday night and definitely Friday will be a transition day where we probably will clear up. In fact, this weekend coming up looks like one of the best weekends that we've seen in a while. Look at the high resolution futurecast. Yeah, it's just cloud cover. That's Wednesday morning, now Wednesday afternoon, maybe a little spotty shower here or there. But notice Thursday, we still see some clouds building in the second half of the day, but we might have some breaks in the clouds, and definitely by Friday things start to change. Quick note, we will be watching into the tropics for that system. Right now no name, but there is an 80% chance of development with that system. If it were to develop, and it probably will, we're looking at Rena as the next storm out there, the next named system. So tonight, mostly cloudy. You've got an isolated shower, overnight low at 60, the high tomorrow is 68. And the same situation, clouds and a sprinkle or two. Over the long range, though, we start to warm up a little bit. We'll go 71 on your Thursday, partly cloudy, 74, a gradual clearing trend for your Friday, a sunny mid-70s. Sydney's perfect temperatures for Saturday and Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, 78 and 80, and still clear.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. UPS is hiring seasonal employees ahead of the holiday rush. You know how many people they need? Nearly 800 in and around the Greensboro area. The available positions include delivery drivers and package handlers. Pay rates start between $21 and $23 an hour. Most roles don't even require an interview, allowing candidates to go from online application right to job offer.
There's a chance for high school students to learn about the many colleges in North Carolina. The University of North Carolina system is launching a virtual open house series next week. Rising juniors, seniors, and middle college students are encouraged to attend. Sessions start Monday on Zoom. There are 16 colleges within the UNC system, including North Carolina A&T, UNC Chapel Hill, and UNC Greensboro. We've got the link to register on our website. And Alamance-Burlington school students will now have to give up some of their winter break after mold issues pushed back the first day. The district will use 3 days to make up 18 hours of class time. They are October 30th, December 20th, and January 2nd. ABSS conducted a survey asking parents how to best make up the time. Most voted to make the school days longer, but the district ultimately decided that would not be the best interest of children.
Parents have until this Friday to make sure their kids have their required school vaccines. Certain shots are required for K through 7th and 12th grade students. Those without them may not be allowed to attend school. The Guilford County Health Department is hosting free clinics in High Point and in Greensboro. If you can't make those free clinics, you can call the health department to make an appointment. And you can now get free COVID tests from the White House. Health leaders relaunched the program this week, allowing families to get 4 kits per household. We've got the link to place your order up on our website right now. If you still have some unused tests from the last time around, the FDA recommends checking those expiration dates. Several brands have extended those dates, which means some expired tests may be still good to use.
All right, well, the Carolina Hurricanes opened training camp last week in Raleigh. The head coach says he has high expectations this season, and rightfully so.
Yeah, the Canes have won 3 straight division titles, but they're hoping this season is capped off by winning the most coveted prize, which of course, the Stanley Cup.
The first few days for sure, it's the guys now ramping it up. You know, everybody's been skating for a long, long time, but they haven't hit each other and they haven't really pushed at the pace that it needs to get to. So you're just trying to get to that, and that's really what it's about. We like all our additions. I mean, I like, we didn't add. I think this might be the least amount of changes we've had in all the years, but I like the guys we brought in. They're all a little different in the way they do things, but I think they'll be helpful.
First impressions is this team works hard. You can tell the culture they built around here is to work hard and push one another every single day, and I noticed that even through the summer when I was here for a couple weeks training with them. So I'm looking forward to this season.
Obviously, we know that we're a good team, but on the paper, and I think we, that's only one practice we've done so far, but it looked pretty good, right? We have a really good, really talented group, but at the same time, we all like to, work hard, and I think that goes a long way. But having said that, we can't really think about what we could be and what we can be. We just have to, do it every day, right? And that's the kind of the message for the camp. Just take the day by day and go 1-0 every day.
All right, well, they play tonight in Raleigh against Tampa Bay. Opening face-off is set for 7 p.m. It's the first of the team's 6 preseason games. Carolina's first regular season matchup is October 11th. Very fun. I want to make it out to a game.
You got to go.
I need to go.
You're like a big
It
party.
is an experience, whether you
Yeah,
know anything
that's
about
right.
hockey or not.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I loosely follow it, but it's funny, the 2 teams in the preseason tonight are my 2 favorite teams, Carolina and Tampa Bay. So when I lived in Tampa, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup and the Bucks won the Super Bowl. So I kind of jumped on that. But then I think it's my mic. I don't know why I'm making that noise. And I hate it because both of my 2 favorite teams, like the Bucks and the Panthers, are in the same division. I hate that. But anyway, this is going to be a good game.
So what do you like most about hockey?
I like because it's kind of a party atmosphere.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. It's just. I hate to say this, but when the refs let them go at it sometimes.
Okay,
It
what
is
is
quite
that
entertaining.
about? Okay.
It is entertaining.
Because you're just supposed
to
let them go,
so
right?
They let them go till they get on the ice. Once they go down, then the refs jump on them and separate them.
Interesting.
I mean, they'll take their helmets off and just go. It's crazy.
That is interesting.
Is that the only sport?
That they can
real
do
sport
it like
that you can do that?
Yeah, and then when I went, and I didn't know anything about hockey whatsoever, but I had a grandmother and her grandkids all sitting behind me, and they're yelling and screaming and doing all this stuff, and we were all like, okay, what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? And they, kind of gave us the 101 as we were watching, and happy to do it because they just wanted people to enjoy and to love hockey just as much as they
Like, what
did.
is icing? It took me forever to understand what icing is. When they stopped playing, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And the guy, same thing, the guy behind me, he was Canadian, and he goes, the puck can't precede the players over this line. I'm like, okay.
It's all about a great atmosphere for me
It
as
is
well
fun.
too. And with sporting events, you really do get that.
I
With a
have
good
to
team,
watch
too.
the rest of the hockey fans to see when to cheer because I can't see the puck. It's so fast. It goes
Oh,
in
that's
that-
probably going to be me,
It
Eric.
is.
That's going to be me.
I mean, even when I was not being old, it's when I was like in my 20s. I'm like, he scored. Oh yeah, there it is. So fast.
You got to train yourself of
You
how to
do.
watch it.
Some people feel that way about golf. They're trying to find the
Trying
golf
to find the ball in the
Yeah.
sky. True. All right, we'll be back. Hello, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me move around a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep it going, girls. 5, 6, 7.
Keep it going, girl.
One of my favorite parts of this letter is that it says this survey is to generate supplemental income. No, really, this survey is to steal your money.
All right, what is up with this survey? Here's a close-up look. A Whole Foods logo is used at the top. Their logo is behind all the info. The letter comes with a check for $1,950. You're supposed to make a commission of $400. What you need to do is deposit the check, deduct your payment. If you do the shopping that they want you to do in 24 hours, you can earn $200 towards your next assignment. And your job is to go to 1 or 2 stores, buy Apple gift cards worth $1,500, and then share the numbers on the back of the cards by texting a number. This letter is coming to mailboxes here in our area. And do I need to say it's a scam?
No, it's obvious.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I know a lot of letters or texts like these do have the tip-offs, the misspellings or bad
Right.
grammar. Is that tip-off for this one as well, too?
There are some of those red flags in this letter, but I got to tell you the real tip-off, and do not miss this at home, folks. Anytime you get a check for an overpayment of anything, and you're supposed to take the money from it and send the rest of the money elsewhere, always a scam. Always.
No matter what, and does this apply to anything, or is it just like the mystery shopper thing?
You know, this is a really good question. Here's why. Because scammers do this with buying something on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. You've got something for sale, right, like a garage sale kind of thing. They'll say, let me send you a check. And oh no, I sent it for too much money. Go ahead and cash it and send me the extra money back. No,
Yeah.
that check is going to bounce. You are going to be in trouble.
So when you say that, doesn't the bank have the responsibility if they cash the check? Because I would think as a consumer, if the bank cashed the check, they are giving it to the stamp of approval. Then
Right,
at that point.
that is what we all think, isn't
Okay.
it? But that is not right. And I got to tell you, that is like the biggest thing when people go, what do you mean that's not right? But this is not how it works. It can take weeks to figure out if the check is real or not. The bank's job is to cash the check for you, their customer, first and foremost. Even with all the technology we have today, it takes time to figure out if the check is real, and you're on the hook if it's not.
All right, so then back to the mystery shopping thing. That's a scam as well?
No. I know, you would think so.
Yeah.
You would think that for sure, right? But I asked Lachelle Yates about that. She's with the BBB. Here's what she had to say.
There are legitimate mystery shopper, secret shopper jobs out there. You can go to bbb.org and look those up and see for yourself, look at the ratings, look at the reviews, look to see if the company is accredited. That, if you're really interested in one of these types of jobs, that's how I would approach finding one.
Well, while scammers try to track down your coins, some companies are looking to track employee hours. With more workers back in the office, companies are looking to keep up with how long they're in the building.
The work ID you've been using to get into the office might start showing your boss just how long you're actually there. Let's connect the dots. Companies are trying to figure out if folks are really showing up in the office. In August, Facebook's parent company Meta announced managers would be checking badge data monthly to see if folks have been in the office enough. Meta isn't the only place adopting the idea. Amazon, JP Morgan Chase, and Google have also told workers they'll be adopting a similar system. Right now, most major companies want employees coming in at least 3 days a week. But a lot of companies are so big, it makes it hard to track and enforce. Some employees aren't big fans of this extra level of monitoring, but it is legal. Experts say it's no different than your company tracking what you're doing on your work computer. And that is connecting the dots.
Yeah.
I mean, they pay you to be there.
That's right.
And they pay you to use the computer. So they are allowed to see when you log on and when you log off. And
Everything you do at work on your computer is property of that company.
Yep. It's just so amazing to me just how much technology, just has advanced with every type of scan and swipe and things of that nature that people are able to keep up with that. It's just, it's just crazy how much technology has advanced so many years ago.
Used to they would just had to put like a thumb drive on everybody's computer, and it would capture every keystroke. And then now it'd all be in one big giant run-on whatever, but then they could go back and look at it. Now they don't even need that, it's just digital. Yep.
I mean, and it's not really any different than what it used to be. People used to clock in
Yeah.
and clock out
That's
manually, right? So it's really kind of the same thing. I don't know that your employer's watching you any more than they were before. It's just that now we're kind of used to being able to work remote and, hey, I'm going to take the dog for a walk while I do that, and I'm going to take the phone call at the same time. And
Did you ever?
Is that okay?
Did you ever have a job where you had to do the card
Punch in and
thing?
punch out, yes.
I had one too. I worked in a textile mill one summer after my freshman year in college, and we had to every time. It was so funny.
And then when something didn't work and you're like, but I've been here for 5 minutes.
Or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back. Stay there. It's so comfortable out there right now, even with clouds. I mean, we take 70 to 72 in the Triad any day, right? 69 in Burlington, 72 in Winston-Salem, 71 for Asheboro and Lexington. Some cloud cover, and we see that moving in, and that will be the case not only today and tonight, but tomorrow as well, and we'll keep that 20% chance of a shower in the outlook. So low pressure off the coast, that kind of sinks down to the south. Our winds are primarily out of the northeast. Why do we care about that? Because as that hits the mountains and kind of backs tracks up over the Piedmont, it rises because the mountains are there, like physically has to rise, cools, condenses, forms clouds, and we just get a little drizzle here and there. So you can't rule out a spotty shower or light drizzle at any time, probably through Wednesday as well, as that system kind of moves down to the south. So long range though, we see some change. There's a big transition coming up on Friday especially. So we'll see that 20% chance for Wednesday, Thursday. Friday we start to shift a little bit and we go from 68 tomorrow to 71 Thursday, mid 70s for the entire weekend. That is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and mostly sunny skies for the weekend. Sunny on Monday and 78, and we're back to low 80s again by Tuesday.
Eric, thank you. Two of the biggest names in rap and R&B are coming to the Triad. Ja Rule and Ashanti are performing at the Tanger Center in Greensboro next Friday. The two are known for countless hits from the early 2000s like Always on Time and Mesmerize. The night will also include special guest singer Lloyd. Tickets are still on sale. And country music star Morgan Wallen is coming to North Carolina. The singer will make a stop in Charlotte for his One Night at a Time tour. He rose to fame shortly after making an appearance on the competition show The Voice. He's now one of the biggest names in country music with hits like Whiskey Glasses and Chasing You. The show is next July at Bank of America Stadium. You can get your tickets now.
All right, speaking of concerts, it made me think that if you could see any act, now we're talking dead or alive, in concert, who would it be? Here's what you said on Facebook. Candy said Prince, Queen with Freddie Mercury, or Elvis. Love live music, and they are the three that I was never able to see. Might agree with all those. Vicky said Sean Cassidy. Believe it or not, he started touring again a couple of years ago. Florence said Prince, hands down. That's another one too. Nancy said Jimmy Buffett. She's one of my people here because she said again and again, he always made me happy. And Bonnie Marion Hawk said it is no contest. Tina Turner.
Ooh,
I never got to see
Tina Turner.
She would be great to see.
I'd love
So
to
I'm
see
going to
her.
go Michael Jackson, then I'm going to go Usher, which I was excited to hear about Super Bowl, and Adele. Adele would be the third.
Sure.
Oh, Adele would be big. I don't know I mean, there's so many, but a lot of those. So I'm Michael Jackson, who I never, not true. I saw that, believe it or not, I was like 6, and my brother and sisters let me go with them to see the Jackson 5. And I don't really like remember a whole lot about it, but I would love to have seen the 80s Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see Jimmy Buffett, but only like at a beach venue. Like out on the beach.
Yeah.
That's the only place like I want to do that. And then I want to see the Beatles, and I probably want to see them at
The
like one of
Beatles,
the baseball stadiums,
Yes.
right? Like they did old school.
Like
wise.
Fenway or something huge like
And
that.
Adele, I just want to see that as, you know how she did that really small,
That's
intimate
what
one?
I'm saying, and I just want to be
Outside?
like right there
Right
when
there.
she's right there, and
Yeah.
I just want to wave
Yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
have her wave
What a
back.
great
And
voice.
beyond words, Taylor Swift, because like, you know, you just can't get those tickets, so.
No, that's hard,
Yeah.
hard
Right.
get, hard get right there. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with my 2 cents.
Hey, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Old Chili Chilton, probably.
The what?
Chili Chilton. Hi there, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York.
Hi there, we are moving the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your injured self.
Thank you, T. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, I just about lost it.
Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination.
We're inside So Elect, and this is one of the rooms where technicians work to make components for electrical.
But they are on, but it looks really dark.
Hey, it's time for my 2 cents. And today I want to talk about something that brings us all to center. So if you're going through a rough time, I have found that the best thing to get you centered is your family. Take a look at these pictures. This past weekend, I decided to give my wife a break, let her have some time to herself for the weekend. And I took these 2 little campers on their first train ride. We went to Charlotte and spent the weekend. They loved the train ride. We ate in the hotel, at the restaurant. They even liked just watching movies in the room. We went to this kind of fun park type place with go-kart tracks and lots of video games and contests that they just had an absolute blast. Second day was spent going to a air trampoline park that they love so much. And the bottom line to this is that when we go through hard times in our lives and you're really second guessing things, right? The best thing you can do is focus on the core of what really matters. And that is your spouse, your kids, and your family circle. That weekend with the kids, I'm sure both of us will never forget. And there's nothing like family to bring you back to center. It sounds cliche, but it's so true. And it's something we all need to remember every single day. That's just my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
The numbers are alarming. In North Carolina, 11 people die every day from an overdose.
The drug Narcan can reverse an opioid overdose. We've learned the Narcan vending machine in the Forsyth County Jail gives out about 10 kits a day. WFMY News 2's Amber Lake got more insight on the service that's about a year old and the need.
Guys, the dispenser is used more than 300